All right, we're talking about monopolies as market failures. So we know that monopolies are bad for our economy. We talked about this ad nauseum, but the reason it is because quantity is too low. There's no incentive or profit incentive for them to produce a high quantity, so they produce their profit maximizing quantity where marginal revenue equals marginal cost, which is too low, right? And we know that the price is too high because they're not going to charge the low price where MR equals MC. They're going to charge all the way up where demand is because they can. People are willing to pay that higher price at that quantity. So the price is too high. Because of this anti-competition nature and its destructive impact on capitalism, we eliminate most monopolies, the vast majority of them, with antitrust laws, which are just laws passed by legislature that break up large monopolies into several small businesses. Okay, but we don't always do that. Sometimes we let the monopoly stick around and we regulate it, and that's when it's a natural monopoly. This one over here is a natural monopoly. We know this because where MR equals MC, where MC equals demand or socially optimal quantity, where we want to be, we currently still have average total costs going down. How do we know that? Well, it hasn't crossed marginal cost yet. It's still decreasing, right, up until it hits this point. So we know that they can provide what society wants, the lowest possible cost. It doesn't make sense to break this up and increase costs as a result because we want to better solve the problem of scarcity. So we keep them around. But there's a problem. If we do nothing, if we keep them around but we do nothing, then they're going to charge a really high price, right? And they're going to produce a really low quantity. MR equals MC, boom, right there, low quantity. And they're going to dash up to demand, boom, right there, for a high price. Same problem we have with normal monopolies, which makes us eliminate them. But we can actually fix natural monopolies. Here's how we do it. We regulate. We regulate with a price ceiling. We do not, under any circumstances, regulate with a tax. The reason we don't is that will limit supply, increase marginal and average total costs, and reduce the quantity being produced, which is the opposite of what we're trying to do. The price ceiling will actually increase quantity as a result. So we have a couple of options with price ceiling. The first is the fair return price ceiling. Fair return price ceiling is where demand equals ATC right here. When I put in that fair return at demand equals ATC, my price times my quantity or total revenue is going to be the same as my average total cost, which is at the intersection of ATC, average total cost times quantity. In other words, my total costs equal my total revenue, and I have normal profit or zero economic profit as a result. That's okay. That's good because they still have a positive accounting profit, and those businesses are going to do quite well. Another option is a socially optimal option. That's where I put a price ceiling right here where MC equals demand or sneaky supply equals demand because that will give me my socially optimal quantity. Problem is my costs are higher than, right? I dash up to costs. My costs are way up here. My price is down here, so my total revenue, this small box, is smaller than my total cost, which is this big old box. In other words, I have a loss. And if I have a loss in a monopoly, there's nothing that's going to happen to make that loss go away. Right? There are no firms that are going to leave the market. This is the only firm in the market. So the government has to step in and subsidize for all of time. That's not good. That's a lot of money the government has to pay just to get us to socially optimal quantity. So as a result, the big winner is going to be the free or fair return price ceiling, which will give us zero economic profit. That's monopoly as a market failure. I hope you enjoyed it.